Have you ever been in the middle of negotiating on buying what you thought was your dream home, your final home, the one that checked all the boxes, and the deal fell apart at the last minute over the last 2 or 3% because you and the seller just couldn't get it done? If you've been in this situation or you know someone who has, I'd recommend that you pay close attention because in today's case study, I'm going to show you how you could have potentially made that deal happen and you still could have come out ahead with a win. And if you played your cards right, as you will see in our case study today, you could have ended up with a long-term gain of $475,000 in your back pocket and your mortgage paid off 10 years early. Sounds amazing, right? Well, frankly, it is. Hi there. This is Kerry Langley with HomeBucks, and welcome to Day 5 of the 30-Day Challenge where we're showing Texas homebuyers how to win the battle against high interest rates and build wealth beyond their wildest dreams, with a focus on real live homes currently listed for sale in the state of Texas. If you're tired of waiting on interest rates to drop so you can live the life you've always imagined, check out the link in the description below and get this free copy of a detailed step-by-step guide on how our process works and how you can save somewhere between $250,000 and $400,000 when you buy your next home. Now let's get to that case study. This last week I got a phone call from a good client of mine saying 3 powerful words. I've found it. Her vision of a dream home had just come on the market and she was going to go for it. 3 days later, I was surprised when I got the call that the deal had fallen apart. It seems that my client and the seller ended up about $30,000 apart on a home listed at $908,500 and the deal died. This stinks for everybody and usually nobody wins. I've helped countless buyers work through these types of transactions over the years when they ask, but haven't really marketed this as part of my services until today. I get that the buyer and the sellers always want to win. Everybody wants to win. But the part that is crazy to me is that from the buyer's perspective, as you can see in this slide, the difference in her monthly payments would have only been $136 a month, and her down payment would have only been about $10,000 more. And when you're talking about a $900,000 home, it seems to me like a small price to pay for what she thought was her dream home. So, seeing as how I'm in the middle of this 30-day Texas challenge, I figured I'd find a home currently listed in Texas in the same basic price range and see if I could build a model to fix this challenge once and for all using my HomeBucks TCO software. Check out this amazing property I found in Frisco, Texas. It's currently listed for $894,900, and per the listing on Realtor.com, the property taxes are estimated to be about $12,400 a year. The annual homeowner's insurance is estimated to be about $8,400 a year. There is an HOA with monthly dues of only $82. It's a great looking home. Since I'm a numbers guy, I have 3 major observations. Number 1, this is a large, comfortable home, estimated to be about 4,044 square feet. I also noted that many of the rooms have vaulted ceilings that look to run all the way up to the interior of the roof line. And the home has a custom pool hot tub in the backyard, which looks very refreshing. I'm going to start off with a baseline calculation of what I think the total cost of ownership for this property would be, using that list price of $894,900, and I'll be using a traditionally structured mortgage with an interest rate of 6.75%, and I've estimated the utilities to be $500. I'll also be using a second set of calculations based on the assumption that the buyer made a below list price offer of $860 and the seller came back at $872,525, which is basically a $22,375 price concession or 2.5% off. So the second set of numbers will show the figures based on this $872,525 numbers. I've left the estimated utilities at $500 a month. And then finally, I used my Your Total Wallet module in my software and developed an optimized financing package that looks to be what I think is the best of both worlds, where the offer would be back at the full list price of $894,900 and that the seller would agree to pay a concession of $22,375 in closing cost or points on behalf of the buyer, which should be pretty simple because they've already agreed to this. This should make the seller happy because, like I said, they've already agreed to these numbers, and the buyer is about to get real happy, so stick around. My results are on the next slide, and frankly, they're amazing. As you can see, I've developed a strategy which will cut the buyer's interest rate to 5 3/8% for the entire 30-year term of their loan. This is not a temporary reduction. This is a 30-year fixed rate loan at this interest rate. This reduces their total wallet expenses $670.62 a month, and this is starting with month number 1 and will increase over time. This is a long way from that $136 savings they would have saved if they'd just gotten the lower price that they wanted. I gotta ask, do you love this or what? So, what about that $475 I teased you about earlier in the video? Well, check this out. If a buyer followed this plan and took their monthly savings and applied them to their mortgage balance each month, their loan would pay off 10 years and 5 months early, and in doing so, position them to own this home free and clear right at 20 years out and skip $477,174 in payments when compared to taking the lower price counteroffer. And if this doesn't blow your socks off, check this out. When the buyer mails that last monthly mortgage payment, if this home only appreciates at the 30-year national average appreciation rate of 4.2% that we have seen all across the U.S. for single-family homes, the buyer will then own an asset valued at $2.159 million free and clear. Now that is a home run. So you may be asking, what's the next step? I'd recommend that you check out the link below. We'll send you a copy of this free detailed step-by-step guide that shows you how we do this. And while you're at it, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you'll catch all of our videos on building your personal wealth with residential real estate. And of course, if you have any questions, be sure to put them in the comments below. I'll be sure to get back to you. As always, thanks for checking out our video today, and be sure to check out the 30-day challenge. We're going to show a whole lot of people how to save a whole lot of money buying a whole lot of homes. And remember, today could be your day to get richer. Take care now.